Hey everybody, welcome back. I just first off want to start off with saying that we hit 400 subscribers last week, and that is all 100% because of you guys. Thank you so much. We also had a comment stating that they were getting maybe a little confused on the order because I didn't really have any playlists up and stuff like that, so we are going to change that this week. And make sure that all the videos that are in a row for mixing this specific song, this YouTube learning song that we've been creating, are in order and will continue to be in order down the line. So anytime we work on this song specifically to do something, to change something, to export something, it'll end up in that playlist so that everybody can just watch it the way that it needs to be watched, and maybe you can write along with me, and maybe down the line I end up getting a few of your tracks to listen to and check out, and I would very much look forward to that. So with this one here today, now that that's all out of the way, we are going to learn how to export your multi-tracks so that you can send them to a mix engineer. And there is a difference between multi-tracks and stems, and that's where we're going to start this little lesson here today. What we have in front of us, the keys main and all these little things, they are multi-tracks, and the reason they'll be multi-tracks is because we haven't combined them yet. So a stem would be more like, instead of a guitar left and a guitar right, we would have them combined and with all the printed effects, and that would be sent to something like a mastering engineer rather than a mix engineer. When you're working with a mix engineer, however, typically, and I'm not saying always, but typically, what I am requested to do with my mix engineer is to send him a file of all the multi-tracks that are completely as dry as possible. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do today, is go ahead and take our song and pick through it and find all of the individual dry multi-tracks and then get them exported and ready for a mix engineer. So that is where all of our earlier saving is going to come in handy from the tracking area. So we're mainly going to be working in this area. Some of them, I think, yeah, okay, so the bass track itself and the vocal tracks, they'll end up being fixed up a different way. But for the most part, we're going to be using our trackings, our mains, that are not printed. So right now, what I typically like to first start to do is go through all the MIDI files. So the first thing I'm going to do is hit this little mute tool button. And since I have a keys tracking here, and I know it is a part of the song, right down here as keys main, I would like to send that MIDI file to my mix engineer. So I'm going to go ahead and unmute that, grab my arrow tool, and then I'm going to go on the bottom half of the tracking and click right. Now, if you know for sure that the keys or sound that you picked is the sound you want in your arrangement, then it is probably best to go ahead and send just the mix down here of the keys main. But I want to personally see what my mix engineer comes up with for this part. So I'm going to go ahead and right click the bottom half of that track, and I am going to go down and find export selection. And if it's not up here in the recent items, we will find it for you. It is in events and export selection. So we're going to go ahead and click that. And it's going to come up with a file operator. And it's going to say keys tracking. And we're going to go ahead and select as save as type MIDI. And then we would pick the folder that we would like it to go to. So for my example, I'm going to go ahead and send it to my desktop. I'm going to send all of these files to the desktop so I can gather them up a little easier. And since the keys tracking is done, I'm going to go ahead and hit my mute button again and mute that track and turn the arm off. We are also going to do that with the drum track. So let's unmute that, because we've mentioned in the previous episodes that sometimes mix engineers can change the sounds of your drums, and maybe they have some loops or sounds or different plugins that you have that you may rather have instead. So I'm going to go ahead and send them this MIDI track as well. So we're going to go ahead and unmute that track just like we did the key. Arrow tool, right click, and since it's the second time, it will definitely be into the recent items. Export that mix down. We will send that to the desktop, and we are also going to make it a MIDI file. And then we mute that one again. Okay. So our drums and our keys are exported out the way that they would need to be exported out. So let's go ahead and move into guitars. So our guitar mains here, 1 and 2, and I will click the first one. I will hold Shift and click the other one to highlight both so that they're easy enough to find here. As you can see, there are no plugins currently attached, so if we go ahead and unmute those and solo them, when we hit play, they should sound dry. And that is what we want. So we're going to make sure and keep a mental note that we want guitar left main and guitar right main. Okay, since our guitars are ready, we're going to move into our bass track, which our bass track, the main is still there because we did not ever print that one. And we'll go ahead and remove all plugins from that. And we will make sure that it is dry. Oops, hit the solo button. Okay, so now that one's dry as well. And then we will go to our vocals and remove all the plugins for that as well. So we are going to hit the Shift button and click these ones. Go to our mix, and we're just going to shut those off all at once and make sure they are dry. But I don't think you'd believe me. We actually have our effects bus on. Okay, that's okay. Mistakes happen, so that's why we go in and we shut that down. And we will turn the send off as well. So now there's shouldn't be anything left going on to them. But I don't think you'd believe me. That's exactly what I would want. A very, very dry signal. Okay, so then we're going to go over to our master bus and hit the power button on the insert level so that we remove any master effect plugins going on. And make sure again. Don't think you'd believe me. See, it's much quieter now too. Okay, so that was the first step. We've removed all the plugins from all of the things we are sending to our mix engineer. So what we are going to do is we're going to go up here and hit export stems. I know we're exporting tracks, but it's under export stems. So there are two options here. There are channels and there are tracks. Channels is going to copy everything from every channel, and I do believe that also includes any effects buses and things of that nature. What we are going to use today is tracks, and we are going to click through the ones that we know we need to send to our mix engineer. So we don't need keyboard tracking. And the reason why we wouldn't click it here and we did it as a MIDI file is because when you click here, it's going to send a WAV file, not a MIDI file. So, and that would make it a bit more difficult. So we're going to unclick because we already took those and put them on the desktop. Okay, and then we know we need our guitar left main and our guitar right main. We're going to check off keys main. We're going to check off the guitar prints. We are going to check off the drum prints, and we are going to keep our vocals because that is all the things that we need to send to our mix engineer. So the next thing is making a name for it if you would like to, and it's going to give itself a prefix anyway. I do believe the prefix is stems, but just in case it's not, we're going to write it here. And then we would get to pick our format, and I generally use a WAV file, 16-bit 44.1. And now I recognize it's not the highest quality, but it's also not the lowest quality, and my computer is old, so that is where I am comfortable keeping everything, and it sounds just fine. So then we get the export range, which is just like mixing down the entire track, in which I am going to select between song start and end, because my song has a start marker at the very end and the very beginning. And that is something that you might actually want to consider, is making sure, and we'll cancel that for right this second, making sure this very start one is all the way to the edge, so that you get, when you send it to your engineer, it's all the way to the start so he can find his bearings. So when we go back into it, export stems, everything is the same still. Speaker format is original. Use real-time processing. This one is the exception for that. When downloading stems, it will take so long if you're using real-time processing. So I tend to click off, use real-time processing. I never write my tempo to the audio file. So I'm going to check that one off, because I've had issues before in the past where I have written the tempo to the audio file, and then when I sent it off to a mix engineer, they were having a lot of problems. So I just keep that off. Import to track, I don't need to. I want everything to go in one nice, neat little folder, and then close after export. And yep, that all looks really, really good. So I'm going to click OK. And then we're going to let everything export down. And there we go. They are popped up into our computer as files. So what I'm going to do is, because they are currently in your documents file, and you can always find them in your documents. But since I'm already here, I'm going to highlight all of them, and I'm going to send all of them to the desktop. And if you're having issues finding them, where they usually are is in your documents folder. There's a Studio One folder. You have a songs folder, presets, macros, installer, sound sets, templates. We're going to go to songs. And then you'll find the song that you were working on. And there is a stems folder in that area. And when you click that, mine, I just moved to my desktop, but that's where they would be. So you can move them. So now that everything is over at our desktop, we're going to shift over to the desktop, and all of these tracks are your stems. So you have your MIDI notes that they'll be able to open up and work on, continue working on in their DAW, and then they have the individual sound files that they can add to their DAW as well. So I'm going to make a folder and name it YouTube Learning Song Stems. And I always date my tracks. There we go. And this will be the folder that we're going to send to our mix engineer. So I'm going to highlight all the files that we need, and we're going to drag them all into that folder. Now, this is the folder that I would send to my mix engineer. Something else that I would add into this folder is a Google document. Open Docs, and there we are. And then we will go ahead and, let's just start it here. All right, so I've opened up Google Docs here, and the things that I have written on this is the name of the song, which is YouTube Learning Song, the date, your BPM, and your time signature. And if there's any changes in time or anything, now is a good time to let them know those sorts of things. We're going to go ahead and download that. And I mean, you can use any of these, but I'm just going to use a PDF. And it's now saved as a PDF. And then we can open that up and pop that into the folder along with the rest of the stuff. So now when they open this folder up, they're going to have a PDF of all of your information. They're going to have all the audio files, tracks, and all of the MIDI tracks that they would need to continue working on their song. Now, something else you can add to this folder that I did not is a final mix down of your side. What you heard your song as sounding like. All the things, you know, like with all the plugins on. What did you hear when you finished the song? And then let them give like a little bit of a guide. So, yeah. And then you would go ahead and plop that into a Dropbox and send it off to your mix engineer, and you are good to go. So if you have any questions, please, by all means, let me know. We also have a email now for MIDI, and it is in the description as well. So if you have any personal questions that you are just kind of shy about asking, go ahead and email them there, and I will do my very best to answer the best that I can. And send me some mixes. I'd love to hear some music from you guys. But until then, I'll see you next week.